Hello? All right. Do you ever get really embarrassed for someone who's not getting embarrassed for themselves properly? Happens a lot. I remember recently I was on a double date, and my wife's friend's boyfriend, we were at a Mexican restaurant, and he decides to order his meal in Spanish. Thinking we were all gonna be really impressed. We weren't, because he didn't speak Spanish. I was so embarrassed, I didn't even want to order my food by the Spanish names. They got to me, I said, yeah. Could I get a ground beef wrap? How about a lemon lime slushie made with Joseph Crow? A lot of people say you are what you eat. Those same people say, James, you are just too much. That's my only fat joke. I gained this weight very rapidly and my writing didn't keep up. But I want you to know that I know. Let me tell you about my greatest moment in sports. I was browsing Pinterest, and I saw a picture of Michael Vick in a button-up shirt looking really handsome, and the caption said, "Sexy chocolate." And I was like, whoa, that is the best nickname ever, because Michael Vick is so handsome and so bad for dogs. My second greatest moment in sports was I was browsing Facebook, and I saw this article about a man who died bass fishing off the coast of Florida. He drowned, and that's very sad. But the headline of the article was, "Bass World in Mourning." I don't think so. Very sad, bass fishing world in mourning. Bass World celebrating. Because I don't care what anyone says, bass fishing is a real sport. And Team Bass just put some points on the board. Wax is weird. They make things out of wax. You know, they make like crayons, and then candles, and then life-size hyper-realistic statues of famous people. Nothing in between. It's got to be a hell of a learning curve for the wax artist. Lesson 1, cylinders. Lesson 2, Ray Liotta. I got into an argument with someone the other day. He was really mean. He kept saying a bunch of mean stuff, and I said, hey, you shouldn't say that. And he said, back off, man. I got the First Amendment, freedom of speech. And I said, yeah, so do I. The First Amendment just means the government can't arrest you for what you say, but I can still tell you not to say it, in my opinion. Like, the First Amendment doesn't work where you can just use it against whoever you want, and then they don't get the chance to use it back at you. That's just how the Second Amendment works. I don't have a problem with guns exactly. I just don't want to get shot in the head. Some people get mad if you express at all that you don't want to get shot in the head because they love guns so much. They're always all like, you damn liberals. Don't want to get shot in the head, but probably couldn't even tell me the carbonate load of a .455 Glockenspiel. You got me. I don't think I need to know about something to know I don't want it to kill me. Like, I go to the doctor and I'm like, you know, doctor, I'd kind of like to not have a heart attack. He doesn't go like, bullshit, name the valves. All right, that's enough gun material. It's kind of dark and sad. I remember when I was a kid, I used to be just perfectly content and happy watching Bob Ross paint. But things change, you know. As I get older, I got more depressed. I remember as a teenager, I was really sad one time, and my mom gave me some advice, and to cheer me up, she said, "Why don't you paint your wall like your favorite artist?" And I was like, Kurt Cobain? I lied. There was another gun joke. See, if you see a gun in the first act of 3 jokes, it'll show up in the third act of 3 jokes. It's an old theater thing. All right. I have 2 kids of my own. My younger daughter, she's 3 years old. She has autism. That's not a joke. But she can't really speak a lot of English. She mostly talks in this deep, raspy nonsense voice. Like the other day, she said, Mama. And my wife said, "Aw." She said, "Mama." I said, "Yeah. I think she put a curse on you." My older son is 7. For Christmas last year, we bought him a smart TV for his room, which might have been a mistake. Because now he has unsupervised access to all of Amazon Prime, Hulu, and Netflix's original programming, and it's kind of changed the way he asks questions. I remember before Christmas last year, he said, "Daddy, where do babies come from?" An appropriate question for a 7-year-old. I gave him the answer he was ready for. You know, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, etc., etc. Last week, he asked me, "Daddy, what's a drug mule?" I was like, you know, when like a drug horse and a drug donkey love each other very much. etc. Mostly he watches the movie Boss Baby on repeat. Not a lot of woos, so I'll explain the premise. In Boss Baby, human babies are competing with puppies for society's love. So let me ask you this. Who do you think society loves more? Babies or puppies? Puppies. Damn right, puppies. Because if someone has a puppy and no baby, they'll say stuff like, "Oh, but he's my fur baby." And everyone's like, "That's cute." But as soon as I refer to my human children as skin puppies, I get a visit from Child Protective Services. Like I said, I gained some weight. I know this isn't a fat joke, this is a snoring joke. I snore a lot, and I didn't know about it because I was asleep during. But my wife let me know in a big way. She was like, "You are snoring so loudly. You need to stop snoring. You need to do something about it. I'm going to sleep in the other bedroom. Do something about your snoring." Until finally, I just ended up spending $500 on a divorce. That's my wife's least favorite joke. It is a joke. I actually bought the CPAP machine, the sleep apnea machine. And when I got it, the doctor was like, "Oh, this is gonna make you sound like Darth Vader." And I'm like, "Cool, James Earl Jones." He's like, "No, you idiot. Put it on your face. You're gonna breathe heavy at night." And sure enough, the first day at night I got it, I wore it, and my son comes in the room and he's like, "Dad, are you Darth Vader?" I was like, "No, go back to bed." So whatever, I don't have to listen to you, Darth Vader. And then I made the mistake of saying the most Darth Vaderist thing ever. I was like, "I am going to cut your hand off if you don't go back to bed." Yeah. So yeah, my daughter's autistic. My son has a hook, and that's it for my kids. No, I didn't cut his hand off. Come on, that'd be terrible. Hey, you think strippers ever have nightmares that they're at work in business casual? Anyone ever use this term with you? Shit-eating grin? A shit-eating grin. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Anytime someone says that, I'm like, what does that mean exactly? You know, the grin you get when you eat a big bowl of shit. No. I don't know that grin. How do you know that grin? A lot of talk about Avatar and Avengers Endgame. And Avengers Endgame's getting re-released, and they're trying to see who's going to make the most actual money, but it doesn't factor into everything. In fact, the #1 movie of all time is Disney and Pixar's Up, if you factor in inflation. Oh my God. Thank you. All right, one more question. What would you do if you cracked an egg for breakfast and a mouse came out of it, and then time froze and God came down and said, forget what you saw here or else? I would tell everyone, but I'd just pretend like it was a part of a series of jokes. Thank you. My name is James Etchison. Give it up for your host, Nikki Sands.